Let's face it, if you met Glenn Quagmire in real life, the guy would be known as the creep of the neighborhood.
Screw you!
Likely sentenced to multiple years in jail, and not the type of person anyone would want to associate with. But on Family Guy, his predatory nature, addiction to lovemaking above and under the sheets, and twisted ways are all played off for laughs. But has the Family Guy mainstay pushed things too far over the years? Absolutely! And now it's time to pull them all together in a compilation that will probably have you wanting a shower by the time it's over. Giggity, giggity, goo!
Giggity, giggity, goo!
When Lauren Conrad guest starred on Family Guy, they put the actress through the ringer, making fun of her MTV personality, her show The Hills, and her life as a reality star celebrity. Then, the show took things one step further by having her in a scene with Quagmire. When her chair is a little uncomfortable, the show cuts to a wide view and reveals Quagmire in some sort of crazy circus-like act. You have to wonder how long she was sitting before she finally noticed. When Brian and Quagmire both joined The Bachelorette, we wondered who would come off worse on the show. Actually, no we didn't. We knew it would be Quagmire, hands down. And he proved us right. Not only did he slip a pill in the drink of The Bachelorette, but he began dragging her body back to his room, all in front of the reality TV cameras. He dropped the body and tried to cover his act. He still tried to get on the action a little by stealing her flip-flop and getting a good whiff of it in his room. All right. Normally, when people exclaim the word jackpot, it's about having a fresh pizza or winning a literal jackpot. In Quagmire's case, it's none of the above. Quagmire stumbles upon a cheerleader. Clearly, he's ready to take advantage with his celebratory phrasing.
Jackpot!
Thankfully, the show cuts away before we see what actually happens next. Not only would the act condone kidnapping and all kinds of assault, but the cheerleader was likely underage too. Giggity, giggity, gross. Family Guy has never been shy about taking digs at other shows, especially their network rivals, The Simpsons. There was one episode where things got so out of control, the whole segment was cut from broadcast air and only released on DVD. In a fake lower third promo, we see Quagmire force Marge Simpson down, make love to her off screen, and then take her back to The Simpsons' home. Then tragedy strikes when Homer barges in, and Quagmire has no choice but to end the lives of all The Simpsons. And yes, we mean all of them, turning the yellow-skinned family into a pile of blue-skinned gun victims. Quagmire's family is filled with a complicated family tree with branches, twigs, and bushes mapped out all over the place. Some of the main issues go straight up the tree to his own parents. For Quagmire's dad, there's nothing wrong with him per se, but Quagmire has a tough and extremely offensive time accepting his father as a transsexual. No matter how much acceptance is thrown in during the last minute or so of the show, Quagmire treats his father like an animal, constantly hurling insults their way. The cruelty is far worse than some half-effort apology later on. There's nothing more thrilling than going to another state, purchasing some legal fireworks, and bringing them back home to blast off. Well, actually, Quagmire did make a way to find them more interesting. Quagmire transports the fireworks up his backside in an effort to smuggle them into Rhode Island. Only the transportation of them was perfectly legal. Quagmire hinted he knew this and seemed to store his fireworks for safekeeping just for fun. You'd think a man with constant lovemaking on the brain would understand the deepest and darkest parts of the internet. We learn it's been the complete opposite. Not only does Quagmire not use the internet, but he has no idea about the access to the adult industry available on there. Once he does find out, the guy disappears for days, only to emerge from his house looking a little disheveled. Quagmire's left arm is now massively muscular. We have to imagine that was just from a lot of mouse clicking. Or typing. Yeah, typing.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
There's something strange going on when Quagmire is dressing up like a baby, and it's nowhere close to Halloween. Quagmire claims he's involved in a family game night, but by the looks of all the nonsense going on in the background, there's nothing family appropriate about it. And this is clearly one family game night nobody wants to win. Just when you thought Quagmire drugging Brooke on the Bachelorette episode was the worst moment, the storyline continues as the ultimate bachelor brings his reality show date home to his mother. Some off-screen dialogue shines some light on Quagmire's disturbing motherly relationship, including his intentions of hooking up with both Brooke and his mother at the same time. Now just imagine if a scene like this was on the real Bachelorette. Must-see TV right there. In the episode Airport 07, Peter screws up again, this time forcing Quagmire to move into their house and stay the night. Only a sleepover for Quagmire is anything but normal. One of the more disturbing moments, sticking his foot inside Meg's mouth while she sleeps. And this isn't the only time Quagmire has paid some special attention to Meg. If the foot in the mouth of a teenage girl wasn't bad enough, then check out Road to Germany, where Quagmire takes purveyorism to a whole other level. While Meg uses the bathroom, we pan out to reveal Quagmire standing in the shower, holding a video camera. And not surprising at all, but this isn't the first time Quagmire has spied on a Griffin family member in the bathroom, as he did the same to Lois at a bowling alley. Quagmire has no limits, and apparently the Family Guy animators don't either. We've seen Quagmire take advantage of plenty of people while they're alive, but messing with the dead is a whole new level. A shot of a coffin turns crazy real fast when Quagmire pops out, only in his underwear. And oh yeah, there was a dead body inside. Quagmire is kind of the sixth sense, in an even more disturbing way. Not only does he see dead people, but he loves to take advantage of them. Case in point, his deceased wife Joan. When Joan clutches the arm of death, she dies instantly. But before death can take her away, Quagmire has just one more request.
Can you leave that body here for another 5 minutes?
We all know Quagmire has had a thing for Lois, and while he constantly pushes the boundaries and nearly breaks bro code with Peter, the only time he tried to woo her on a date is when Lois and Peter went through a separation. Right off the bat, Quagmire makes the first move, setting up a jacket so the sleeve Lois puts her hand through leads straight to his pants. In the world of the Me Too movement, we imagine this isn't a move that would be okay in today's society. While Quagmire has certainly pushed boundaries with Lois, he completely blew up the bro code on Cleveland and his first wife, Loretta. The whole episode, the Cleveland-Loretta Quagmire, focuses on Quagmire hooking up with Loretta and Cleveland unable to do anything about it. The scenes often push the limits, and Quagmire has his way with one of his best friend's wives several times. The whole affair eventually leads to a divorce, and yet Cleveland and Quagmire remain friends afterwards. Now that's some kind of friendship. While most of Quagmire's inappropriate moments involve the bedroom, bathroom, or open caskets, there's one on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. When Quagmire's sister Brenda finds herself in an abusive relationship with a man named Jeff, Quagmire takes efforts into his own hands to end the abuse. After all the things he's done over the years, Quagmire cannot stand seeing Brenda treated like this. His solution? He runs down Jeff and ends his life in cold blood. Peter and the other guys help Quagmire cover up the death, adding another notch to his long list of immoral behavior. When Quagmire is assigned babysitting duties in the episode Mission Impossible, you assume the worst is going to happen. Turns out he simply wants a brush, so he can take all of Lois's hair out of it and attach it to the hidden blow-up doll he has with Lois's picture attached. We're reaching all kinds of levels of crazy up to this point. There's no denying how forceful Quagmire can be on women. Typically, they can physically get away from him. Just don't try mace. As revealed in the episode Forefather, a woman attempts to stop Quagmire's advances by spraying mace in his eyes.
Nice try, but I built up an immunity.
Because he's already been sprayed in the face so many times by females before. Not quite the accomplishment to be proud of there, Quagmire. Quagmire knows all the tricks to hook up with a woman. He woos them with words, manipulates them, and if all else fails, he can get them trapped in his special bed, the Holder Downer 5000, as the tool forces victims to lay flat on the bed. You'd think if Quagmire actually applied himself, these innovations and talents could be put to much better use in areas outside of seducing any woman he can get. We've all seen Quagmire hook up with a variety of women, but he hints at much more in the episode Barely Legal. When a large giraffe starts making a move on Quagmire, Quagmire is all about it, until he learns it was a different giraffe than the one he hooked up with before. You have to admit the Quahog Petting Zoo keeps their cages locked tight whenever Quagmire comes for a visit.
Giraffity! Yeah, see, that's not mine.
For a guy who gets around a lot, you have to imagine he carries a lot of baggage with him. Did we say baggage? Well, we actually meant diseases. Well, in the episode Halloween on Spooner Street, we learn exactly how many diseases he's carrying. And it's a lot. Among the dozens and dozens of diseases, Quagmire carries ones like hepatitis C and gonorrhea. Not really something to brag about. Although we can totally see Quagmire doing just that. Not only has Quagmire spread diseases all over Rhode Island, but apparently his DNA is all over the town as well. Just look at the 3rd grade class at Martin Mull Elementary. A good amount of the children in the class are most likely his. And that's just one class in a single town. Imagine how many more children Quagmire has outside of the Martin Mull Elementary School. After getting with a girl who lied about her age, Quagmire is finally taken to court over a crime and has to pay the ultimate punishment with a 20-year sentence. But not fast. Quagmire's own mother uses some out-of-the-courtroom persuasion to help get her son's conviction overturned, proving the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. In this case, it's one pretty dirty apple. In the end, the lesson learned is to let your parents help get you off from paying for your crimes? Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, you have to give credit for Peter's active imagination. Peter envisions Quagmire being reincarnated as a protective piece of rubber, one used for the gay couple. Quagmire's reaction was offensive, but the premise was so outlandish in the first place that you cannot even really process what the heck is going on anyway. As Family Guy continues production, the characters connect with the modern world in a variety of ways. In Quagmire's case, he learns about the world of Tinder and his life changes forever. In a pretty crazy montage, Quagmire uses Tinder to go on a marathon of dates, where the dating element is pretty much eliminated. A whole bowl of Trojans gets depleted in the fast-forward series of clips, and Quagmire swipes right on every single person on the app. He becomes so addicted his body depletes from its natural form, and it's up to Peter and his pals to rescue the man from his Tinder obsession. Wow, was that too much Quagmire for one video? Need to go watch some kittens playing or get some fresh air? We don't blame you! Any crazy moments we missed? Let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to ScreenRant for more great content.